Welcome. You with the Nasty Pastor. I'm back with another full reading, another chapter reading of the Fall of America. The author, if you just starting to view this, is the minister Elijah Muhammad. And before we get started, please go to my YouTube channel, Only Faith Ministries. You can subscribe, like, share, comment. Help me run it on up a little bit, you know what I mean? Over there on that Only Faith Ministries account on YouTube, you can find the playlist of the Fall of America. You can also find the playlist of Genesis. You can find the playlist of Revelation. You can find their full readings. You can find their shorts, their clips. Go and get you some laughs, get you some education. Go and get you some understanding. You know what I mean? It's there. If you could put past your religion disbeliefs, if you can put past not being able to understand, you could learn, you could connect dots about your religion of choice in another religion. You know what I mean? Go on over there. You know what I'm saying? If you stuck on something, and you don't want to hear nothing else, well, go on and keep quiet about what I do. Anyway, once again, I am the Nasty Pastor. Let's go and get back into this reading. And we left off at a nice little spot. And for this chapter, which is called The Fall of America, no, this is the speech. We still have a ways to go. We still have a ways to go in this chapter. But this is a speech in Washington, D.C. that was taking place. I think it was, I want to say 1959 is I believe the correct date. And May 29th, 1959. It was done in Washington, D.C. You know what I'm saying, by the minister Elijah Muhammad. And so far, the speech must be in this chapter. And so far, it's good. You know what I mean? I found some things I agree with. I found some things I disagree with. And that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But let's go and get into this reading. Elijah is here because the day of judgment is here. What a sorry spectacle we make before God and the nations of the world. Here we are, upwards of 20 million black Americans who have given their blood, sweat, and service for 400 years in the vain hope that one day justice will be ours. 20 million black Americans. That was in 1959. Now I know for a fact that either the population of the black community has grown or it has lessened, and I don't care about too much of the murders, the killings. You know what I mean? It's still, because babies being born every day. You feel what I'm saying? Every day. Now I will say this. If you pay attention to the world of the day, to the population of the day, and when I said pay attention to the population of the day, pay attention to the presentation of the population of today. Now, there's many ways you can kill off a community. You can do it slowly or you can do it fast. And let me just bookmark this right here so I know where I'm at, because I'm going to really touch down on this because, it's right there, the fruit of what I got to say to the black community. The minister Elijah Muhammad put it in this book. You got what I'm saying? Now, this is what I said. Pay attention to the presentation of the population of today, of the now. Now, there's some ways you can kill off a black community. You can do it slowly or you can do it fast. And I'm going to reiterate not reiterate, but I'm going to re-say this again. There are many ways you can kill off a community. I want to say that way. I don't want to come across like it's just the black community. There are many ways you can kill off a community. And I'm going to explain some ways to you before we get back into this reading. One, drugs, which is a slow death. You got what I'm saying? Unless you have done something or you have smoked too much, sniffed too much. However, you have put too much, you have consumed too much into your body that your body cannot take it. You will die. The next one is not being educated. You know what I mean? If you don't educate your fellow brothers, your fellow sisters within your community, they mentally die because they cannot sustain in a community, in a world that evolves every day. You got what I'm saying? Another way you can kill off a community is just straight up poisoning them. You can do that through drugs, you can do that through food. Another way you can kill off a community is through deaths. You know what I mean? Whether it's violent deaths, whether it's natural deaths. You know, you can make poison injected into your body look like a natural cause. We also know you can kill off a community through sexual transmitted diseases such as HIV, such as AIDS. Another way you can kill off a community, and this is the one when I said look at the presentation of the world, the community of today, is by mixing the races. You understand me? The more you mix the races, the more watered down one apart. Whichever race is not that strongest, whichever gene of that race is not that strong, it keep getting watered down, watered down, watered down, watered down, till you don't have a black man, you don't have a white man, you don't have an Asian man, you don't have a European, you don't have an Arabic. So what do you have? We don't know, because when you look back at history, before Christ there was Greeks, Romans, Africans, European, well, no. Greeks, Romans, Africans, and African is really the oldest, I would say, name that I'm gonna say really never really changed. You got what I'm saying? You have different branches of the African community. You feel what I'm saying? But you only got, like, when you look at the Greeks and the Romans of today, they're Germans, they're Russians. You understand what I'm saying? It's not under the German flag. You got Moors, you got Ethiopians, you got Nigerians. You following what I'm saying? Okay. So I say to you this right here, you know, the fastest way to kill off a community is the presentation of the community also. You feel what I'm saying? See, all that stuff about, okay, if your daddy was this, your daddy was that, that's what you are. You got what I'm saying? I get you, fine, hoo, boom, boom, boom. If we really agree to that, what did I say wrong when I said to my son, you come from out of me? Your mother is just the woman that to nourish you. What was so wrong for me saying that? What was wrong? If you can agree with the gender of your dad is the gender of the children that come out of women, how you cannot agree with me saying to my son, you come out of me, whom I pray to chose your mother to nourish you? How am I wrong? Anywho, let's get back into this reading. When the Budge call of war sounded, the black soldiers stood erect. The plains of Europe, Asia, Africa, and America have been fertilized by his blood. Yet the government of the nation for which he fought and in whose cause he died, allows his sons to be lynched, and then adds salt to the wound by concealing the identity of the lynchers more. The government seeks out the lynchers and then turns them over to their fellow men who share the lynchers' cause and motives. Our daughters and wives are lynched before our eyes. The government will not put a stop to it. They will allow the lynchers to lynch you and me if we are charged with an attempt to rape one of them. The lynchers live right next door, down the street, up the alley, yet they are not brought to justice. All of this grief you and I must suffer. All these burdens we must bear. It is beyond comprehension that the American government, mistress of the seas, lord of the air, conqueror of outer space, squire of the land, and prowler of the deep bottoms of the oceans, is unable to defend us from assault, rape, and murder on the streets of these concrete jungles. What sane man can deny that it is now time that you and I take counsel among ourselves to end of the finding justice for ourselves? Let's pause right there and let's let's talk about that. There was a point in time in America, Congress didn't care. You got what I'm saying? And when you think about, the reasons Congress didn't care, the reason laws was not put in place to protect the black African Americans in this land is because of slavery. You got what I'm saying? In this land, because it was majority ruled by slave masters. It was founded on slave masters. You know what I mean? It was founded on slavery. You feel me? That is free labor. You feel me? Because if you tell me what you fed the slaves back then, how you housed the slaves back then, how you clothed the slaves back then was fair wages for the laborer, no, it wasn't. You know what I mean? They built Washington, D.C. They built most of these cities, these countries, these states, these cities, these states, buildings. You know what I mean? Roads. You got what I'm saying? Slaves. You know what I mean? Our ancestors did this. For free. You might as well say so. For free. And it's not right. And they fought through a lot to get those laws changed. You know what I mean? But when you talk to me about it, and I get it, I understand it, but I understand karma. And if you understand karma, then you understand what the Africans did back then is still a curse put upon the African community. You feel me? Instead of us breaking away and doing something different and falling into their new ways, their new presentations of slavery, we fall right in it, chasing money. Because we want to look like them, we want to be them, we want to talk like them, but then when how to say this, you're called a nigger by a white person, it's an attitude. You feel what I'm saying? You see a white person with a black woman, there's an attitude. You got what I'm saying? Peep this out right. Instead of me, and I'm gonna just give you an example. Instead of me going to the flea market getting some knockoff Jordans that gonna fall apart in a week, why don't I just go on to the Nike store, the Nike outlet in Williamsburg, or the Nike outlet in any city, county, in any state, and get the originals, get the real ones. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? Get the real ones. That way it's no issues and there's no problems. If you can understand the analogy I'm using, buying some knockoff tennis towards, trying to do something that you're not being genuine with. You got me? Anyway, let's get back into this read. If we continue to accept these injustices, we are nothing but cowards. If we be cowards, then we ought to go home, kill our wives, and then commit suicide. We killed the devil in Germany. You get it? You get it, right? We killed the devil in Germany. Now, let me pause this again, because I want to talk about these Germans too, you know what I mean? We killed the devil in Germany. Now we're talking about Hitler. You got what I'm saying? The way Hitler did the Jews, dead wrong. You got what I'm saying? Dead wrong. To try to eliminate that whole race, dead wrong. You got what I'm saying? You know, did experiments on them. Had them in the streets washing, washing the streets with toothbrushes now. You feel me? You get it? And if you know the tale, if you know the story of the Buffalo Soldier, this was a black, army, black infantry, black company. I forgot how they say it. You know what I mean? Company in the military that went over to Germany to help the whites. You know what I mean? Free the Jews. You got what I'm saying? And they was told to go home. They was told by the Germans, by Hitler and them, to go home. Carry your butt home. You have nothing to do with this. So when I tell you again, there's karma. There's curses put on the black community. There is. You feel what I'm saying? And the thing, I'm not saying it was wrong for the black community to want to fight for this country. That ain't what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying right there. What I'm really basically gonna say to you is this right here. We got in this country, became slaves, and then we end up being on the same front line, fighting with our slave masters' kids to save this country that slavery was still present in. You see what I'm saying? Still present. I'm talking about physical slavery was still present in. You feel me? And we went over there and we fought and we didn't go home. You got what I'm saying? And we asked, we begged to be in the war. You get what I'm saying? We begged, but you know what they were scared of? And why it took so long until the white community, until the numbers of the military had started decreasing, they started realizing, okay, we're gonna need these African Americans to help us. So they started putting us in the war. You got what I'm saying? So when I tell you we have come a long way, we have come a long way. When I tell you this country, this land we live on it owes us. It owes us. How do we get it back? We got to use our mind. We have to take small steps in large volumes. You feel what I'm saying? Small steps in large volumes, because if we move too quick, we act too militant, we come across too aggressive, gonna shut it down. Because they fear the black community. It's said, it's showed. If it's not said, it is showed. Even right here, it said that our woman was raped, our men was raped, our woman was lynched, our men was lynched because of fear. You feel me? Fear. We killed his brothers for him. We killed our own brothers for him, yet we are without justice. We have nothing. Our sons and daughters are lynched, kicked, beaten, hung up in the sun, drowned in the river, in ponds and lakes. Their bodies are found in the street, on the highway, in the bushes, killed by the very people for whom they have slaved their lives out to give comfort. When you stand up and speak a word in behalf of your own people, you are classified as a troublemaker. You are classified as a communist, as a race hater, and everything but good. How can you as a people ever be anything if you are going to crush out your leaders who try to seek justice for you, even at the cost of their own lives? I, Elijah Muhammad, am classified as a race hater. What race? What teaching am I uttering that you can classify as race hatred? How can the devil say little Elijah Muhammad is teaching race hatred in the face of over 400 years of his hatred of you and me? Now we're gonna end that right there, and we're gonna finish. We're gonna finish this off another time. We're gonna understand that, you know, there's a curse, you know, put into the black community before Christ. You know, we disobey whom we pray to. You know, and we did that twice. We did that once in heaven, and we did that again right here on this rock. You feel what I'm saying? Now, in my world, in my life, you don't get number 2 strikes. That's the way I live now. 2 strikes and I'm done with you. You feel me? I'm hoping and praying that for the sake of mankind, not just the black community, not just the black women, not the black men, but the black community, but the whole world as a community, that whom we pray to haven't given up on us. You feel what I'm saying? You get it? I won't go back to heaven. How about you? Well, once again, you're with the Nasty Pastor. Please go to my YouTube channel, Only Faith Ministries. Please go put a like on something. Please go share something. Definitely go comment on something. Before you get up off of that channel, subscribe. I'm out and I love you.